Welcome back to the POPCAST. If you're new here, my name is Alicia. I just almost mispronounced my name. Wow. Sorry, guys. I willingly got up at 7 a.m. this morning, and so I'm a little tired. Okay, my name is Alicia. And I am the host of the POPCAST, obviously, because I'm the only one talking. But this is the podcast where I talk about all things popular music and popular culture and how those two affect each other and all that good stuff. Again, in the poor explanation of what this podcast is. If you, if you're curious about what I have to say, make sure you stick around. I have a bunch of other episodes. I have like 5 other episodes that you can check out if you click on my channel, which you can just do by clicking on my name down below if you're listening on YouTube. If you're listening on the PG Media website, I think you can find them easily. I don't know. I don't know how the website works. I just upload things. Anyway, but if it's not your first time listening, thank you for coming back and checking out the rest of these episodes. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, every listen really helps. Helps promote the podcast. It helps me with my little research project, so I appreciate it. But yeah, today on the episode, we're going to be discussing concerts. And in the age of COVID and attempting to go back to normalcy as COVID is still around. Concerts have become a thing that have come back in the last, I'd say, 8 months or so. I'm not sure exactly when the first concert was, post vaccinations and stuff. I know the first one I went to was in July of 2021, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. But before COVID, concerts were a big thing, and post-COVID, they are still a big thing. And as I talk about some of the numbers and stuff, they are still a pretty big thing. And in the age of when everything went digital, it was a wonder whether or not concerts and big events like this would still be a hit. And with what I'm going to talk about today, I can tell you they are. So why we go to concerts, concert sales, anything related to concerts and stuff sounds interesting to you, make sure to stay tuned and listen to the rest of the episode. If you want to check out the rest of my episodes, go ahead and click the link, my name, my channel down below. Make sure you subscribe so you know when I upload the next episode. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to kind of do it as I'm going to set this episode as I'm going to provide the research and stuff up front, and then I'll kind of delve into my opinions and my experience and stuff a little bit later, just so it flows more smoothly in this episode, just because I have a couple episodes coming up where it's going to be kind of research heavy, and I kind of want to break it up a bit. So I will do a lot of numbers and stuff, and then I'll kind of delve into more of my thoughts, theories, opinions, kind of stuff after that. So if that interests you, go ahead and stick around. Let me know your thoughts. And yes, let's go ahead and delve into it. If you're sticking around, it means you are interested in concerts, want to hear what I have to say about concerts, or interested in the research about that, all that stuff. And I guess one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this was because I am a very big concert person. Pre-COVID, I went to concerts all the time, and everything. So when concerts kind of went on hold during COVID, that was hard for me. Concerts were the one thing I think that I missed the most, other than like being on campus and going to classes and stuff. I'm surprised. I wouldn't think I would say that, but yeah, I definitely missed that. So now the concerts are somewhat back. I'm very, very happy about it, and I was definitely interested to look at the numbers and stuff related to concert sales, concert attendance, and stuff like that, you know, in this world of digital and moving online. Like, I know during COVID, I watched several online concerts, I watched a couple for Liam Payne. I watched one for Louis Tomlinson. I did one with water parks. I did some with Bad Flower. So, in the age of and a bunch of people were doing online stuff. People were doing them for free. Some got Instagram and like Twitch and stuff. Some people were doing them through Veeps and doing them as like a pay ticket, and also one charity. In a world where concerts got moved online and artists were finding different ways to still perform their songs, I was very interested to see how the numbers and sales for concerts after COVID would look, and I thought it could go either way. I thought people would still be scared, and maybe a little nervous to go, or I thought people would be really excited and just, go crazy. And with the research I'm about to present you, it definitely went in the latter. People were very much excited to attend concerts again and be in events and everything. So I'm going to kind of go through some of the research that I found online, kind of talk about that a bit, and talk about my experiences with concerts and perhaps why people really enjoy concerts. Because I think concerts is a unique experience. An event that's kind of hard to describe, and like the feelings and stuff related to that is kind of hard to put into words. And I definitely think that is one of the reasons why we're still seeing the numbers that I'm going to mention here as far as concert ticket sales and attendance and stuff. So, yeah, let's go ahead and jump into like more of the researchy stuff, and then we'll kind of talk about the fun stuff. And as per usual, any article that I am pulling information from, I will link in the description below. So if you are interested, you can kind of take a look at it for yourself. Because I want you all to be able to do your own research and form your own opinions and stuff. A lot of this is going to be from the middle to end of 2021. I don't have many 2022 numbers as the year has kind of just begun. But I can almost assure you that the numbers are probably still on the rise. So, yeah, let's just go, especially since it's going to be like the first, like, full year since 2019 where, like, concerts are, like, kind of still a thing. So, I can only imagine how big the numbers are going to be at the end of this year. So, I'll kind of go ahead and jump into the data end of the podcast. So, this first set of data is going to be from, I believe it's NBC News, and this is from August, and it's going to, so the article was published in August of 2021, and the headline for this article is, Concert Sales Are Reaching Record Levels Despite Surging Delta Variant. So this was around the time of when the Delta variant was pretty big. I believe it was about August. I remember when Delta was, like, a huge thing. So this article was published around then, as Delta was on the rise in the U.S., but concerts and ticket sales were still on the rise, and this was, like, around the time of, like, Lollapalooza, I believe. And actually the first concert I went to was actually just about 2 or so weeks before this article was published. So, and the subhead is, June was Ticketmaster's 4th best month in history in terms of ticket volume. So June of 2021 was, in the history of Ticketmaster, which you know, Ticketmaster is a big event ticket site, event sponsor, things like that. It was its 4th best in history. So in the entire history of Ticketmaster, June of 2021 was the 4th highest in terms of, like, amount of tickets sold. So it said, in August, they were reporting on their second quarter earnings, and their revenue climbed to $575.9 million, and it was a increase of 677% from the second quarter of June of 2020. Yeah, so huge increase. Like, within a year, their sales increased 677%. Like, crazy. June of 2020, COVID was still huge. People weren't really doing much. as people were still inside. Lockdowns were kind of starting to open up, but there was still very limited capacity. It allowed just outdoor things. Definitely no big festivals or anything like that going on. So, yeah, huge increase. And the company said that most of its music festivals sold out quickly, and an average ticket prices were up 10% from 2019 levels. So even though there was an increase in prices, probably due to demand, trying to recoup some, loss from 2020, and ticket prices were up 10%, but those tickets were still selling just as fast, if not faster, from what their 2019 and previous years were, which is kind of crazy, right? It's like crazy increase in the amount of ticket sales, and even with the increase in prices, people are still willing to pay and money to buy the tickets because they're really excited about it. And it also said that the company said that the crazy increase in increase in ticket sales was driven in part to the record number of U.S. concerts being available for purchase. So, highest number of concerts being available, so many events opened for people to buy tickets for, contributed to the increase in sales. And they had expected over 3 million fans to attend their festivals during the second half of 2021. With about 2/3 of their festivals increasing their attendance compared to 2019. So the festivals increased attendance. There were over 3 million people to attend them. They were and the person that they're quoting in the article, who, let me see here, it's the CEO, said that in 2022 and 2023 will be a roaring era for concerts and other live events. So they're expecting, this year and next year to be crazy for events, crazy amount of sales and money making and events and everything. And it said that the ticket sales have driven the company's deferred revenue up to $2.1 billion, higher than the $1.6 billion Live Nation had at the end of second quarter 2019, which Live Nation, Ticketmaster, I believe, are okay, so Live Nation owns Ticketmaster. There we go. So they're a similar company. And Live Nation's deferred revenue is tied to more than 25 million tickets sold for concerts in the second half of 2021 and 14 million tickets sold for events in 2022. So, yeah, Ticketmaster doing great. Concerts and the live events for Ticketmaster were they're up there. They're going crazy, right? People are still buying tickets. So this article is from Polestar, and this was published at it was published on my birthday. Wow, I didn't know this at the first time I read this article. Published on December 13th of 2021. And this kind of talks, has its own set of data, and they have their own set of events and tickets and everything that they analyze. As per usual, it will be linked down below for you to look at. So one of the first major things this article points out is 2021's top tours, which were the Rolling Stones, Harry Styles, Hello Mega Tour with Green Day, Fall Out Boy, Weezer, the Eagles, Dead and Company, Guns N' Roses, Los Buckus, I can't say it, Dave Matthews Band, Fish, and Jonas Brothers, among others. The data is on par with or better than the biggest tours of 2018 and 2019. So the data, money, so the ticket sales, money making, everything related to those concerts is set to or better than the data from the top tours of the 2 previous years. Obviously, no data from 2020 due to the pandemic. So, pointing to great stuff to predict for 2022. So based on Polestar's Q4 data, which represents the vast majority of the 2021 tour data, they are predicting that 2022 is going to be a banner year for live industry. So they are predicting 2022 is going to be a big year, record setting, trend setting, this overall year for concerts and live events that are going to set the trends for upcoming years in the live industry. So why are they saying this, right? Like, what is making them say this? Well, Q4 historically represents approximately 24% of the total gross and ticket sales for Polestar's year-end top 100 worldwide tours. So they have a set of tours and events that they're looking at, and 24%, and they have approximately 24% of the total gross and ticket sales. So the 24 represents 24% of all sales for the year, right? So of all of the stuff they're looking at for the whole year, all of their tours, everything, Q4, so the last quarter of the year, was almost a quarter of the money made, which I guess makes sense. I mean, but I'm guessing what they're saying is that based on previous years, like, that's a big increase. Okay. So from Q4's 2021's 1.34 billion gross ticket sales of 15.6 million, they can extrapolate a total gross of $5.63 billion and ticket sales of nearly 65 million for the top 100 tours of 2022. So I get what they're saying here. This, I was looking at it like, we're talking about 2022. Okay. So so they were saying that of quarter four, there's a good chunk of it that is for events that they're predicted to be the top 100 of 2022. So that means 2022 is already looking to be a great year for touring and concerts and live events. So they're comparing that to 2019's record-setting year, which represents 12% jump in ticket sales and a more modest 1% increase in grosses. So the 2019's quarter four numbers, there was a 12% increase in ticket sales, which is a pretty big increase, right? So they have 25,509 shows in their tour database, which includes many of them that run major stadiums and arena level acts, as well as increase in ticket prices, and increased demand. People have been inside, ready for a live event. They are predicting 2022 to be a record-setting year. Okay, and then it just goes into like more data, which is really data heavy. So this is like, if you're really interested in like data and like comparison of like past years and stuff, this is a good article for you. But I was really bad at presenting that data for that article. So what it was saying is, so this was based on the end of the year. They were predicting 2022 to be a pretty big year. There's a big increase in sales of tickets, increase in prices, and a lot of their end of year data is for events in 2022. So 2022, this year, gonna be a big event for live music. So I guess all that put together, concerts are still on the rise. They're still doing pretty good, right? So that's all the data. Sorry if that was really confusing. It's a lot of data. But I wanted to present that all to you guys so you kind of have a background of where this is all coming from, right? Concerts are still a huge thing. Concerts are not going away. Concerts are still drawing in audiences, even in the age where so much is moving online, right? We listen to music, classes, people are not going to movies, like they're watching things more on streaming services from home. Like, people might be wondering, are concerts still going to be a thing? Are concerts still going to be something that people want to go to? And the data's pointing towards yes, right? Concerts are still huge. People are wanting to go to them. And as someone who is an avid concert goer, I'm very happy about that. Concerts are just great for people to attend, but also great for artists. Great for artists to perform their music, great way to promote themselves. It's great for the headliners and the openers. Openers are gaining new fans from that. They're getting exposure, they're getting a chance to sell merch, promote their music, just concerts overall are great for everyone involved. So I'm really happy to see that there is still this need and want for concerts, and data is showing that. So I'm just very happy about it. So, why are people going to the concerts? Well, as an avid concert goer, I keep saying that. Like, this isn't about me, right? Okay. So I do have research about why people go to concerts, right? Of course I do. So I guess kind of so concerts that I attend personally. So I go to a wide range of concerts, styles, sizes, everything. For a long time, I went to mainly just arena and stadium shows. Up until I was 16. Those are strictly what I went to. I went to shows in larger capacity for large artists. I saw Montana and Miley Cyrus with the Jonas Brothers. I saw just the Jonas Brothers. I've seen Demi Lovato. I've seen Selena Gomez. I've seen Thanks for the Summer, One Direction, Ed Sheeran. All in larger arena venues. Those are the shows I went to. Those are that's what the artists I was listening to. They were larger artists who were doing those larger shows, which are great. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then in high school, as I started to listen to more, rock, pop, punk, artists that weren't touring in big arenas and stadiums, I went to shows that were, general admission, standing room only, smaller shows. I think the smallest show I went to was 15 people at that, and half the audience was other people, members of other bands that were playing. But it was a local show with a band, a lot of local bands mixed with a band from North or South Carolina. And I've been to, shows that had 100 people, shows that 50 people, shows that had, I go to stadium shows, thousands and tens of thousands of people. But, GA shows with packed, a couple hundred. Yeah. And so I've been to a wide range of shows, and I've been to music festivals. I've been to a couple different music festivals, the Warped Tour. I went to a 3-day festival in California, and I went to a 2-day festival in Cleveland. So I've experienced shows of different levels, different styles. And one thing that I can say overall as someone who has been to those wide range of shows, there is nothing like the experience and feeling that you get at a concert. And I think that goes for someone who likes music, and someone who is a music lover, and someone who enjoys music and everything, and someone who is just a casual fan. No matter what your level of music appreciation, music listening, whatever it is, the feeling that you get at a concert is indescribable. Now, of course, that feeling might be different depending on your feeling and love towards whoever's performing and your feelings towards music or whatever. But the feeling that you get at concert, you can't put into words. So yeah. So I guess some of the reasons why people go to go to concerts. I will talk about it from this article here, and then I'm gonna just say go off the hand, right? Because if I don't talk about it now, I'm gonna go to talking, and then we'll never get to them. But some of these do reflect to what I want to talk about, right? So this is from a website, and it's Why We Go to Concerts: The Science Behind Live Music. So this is all research done behind why our brain likes us when we go to concerts, why we're drawn to them, all that stuff. So, and why it's good for you. So if your parents or someone's questioning why you're going to concerts, right, you can show them this and be like, it's good for me, okay? So, number 1, our brain values experience over material possessions. So, it says that people report feeling more fulfillment when spending money on experiences such as a concert, live sporting event, or play versus spending money on a material item. So, our brain likes experiences over, an item, which I can totally agree with, right? I can be very impulsive when it comes to spending money, especially when on things related to music and like bands and stuff that I love. So going to an event, like a concert, to me, I love spending on. I will impulsively buy concert tickets. Oh my god, this is story time. Before I came to BG for college that summer, I impulsively bought a couple different tickets. Well, actually, no, not even. Oh my god, one I think I bought like I hadn't even graduated high school yet. I was like, I had like this concert was like 8 months out, and I bought tickets for it. But this is a different experience. So this is one of my favorite bands is Pelé Royale. I've talked about them before. And they were doing a headlining tour. This is the first headlining tour that they had announced since I became a fan. And I knew they were coming to Cleveland because they had confirmed it during Warped Tour. So I was like, I'm keeping an eye out for it. They had announced other dates for other cities. I'm like, they have to be announcing it soon. So this is, it had to have been like a week or two before I moved to BG. And I woke up at like 11 a.m. or something, and they had announced it. And I saw that there was a Cleveland date. I saw that it was a Saturday. I don't even know if I had processed it was a Saturday yet, but in my mind, I was like, I don't care what day of the week it is, I'm going to this concert. So I only even put my glasses on, which I need glasses to see. I'm like blind. So like how I did this, don't know. But I woke up, saw it was Cleveland. I hadn't even gotten up out of bed. I managed, I think my card might have been saved to my phone or something, I don't know, but I saw it was Cleveland. I was like, I'm going. Don't have a plan of how to get there, don't have anyone to go with, but I'm going. So I added the Cleveland date GA ticket to my cart. I bought it, and then I thought there was VIP. I thought the VIP was decently affordable. I got to meet them, get early, and I got Q&A. I got to like get early access to the venue, so I bought that too. Had no way of getting to that concert, no one to go with. Didn't know if I could realistically make it, but I made it. Bought the ticket, bought everything. Again, before noon, I don't know my glasses around my face. I did go to that concert, and it was a great time. One of my favorite concerts of all time. But yeah. So, and I'm telling you, paying for a concert ticket and having that like anticipation to go and looking forward to the event is great. Like, and then the feelings after, like for days after, are like amazing. Like the feelings there at the event, I mean, undescribable. But like after a concert, you feel amazing. You want to talk about it. Those memories, like you keep thinking about them. Like if you take pictures, you're constantly looking back at the pictures and videos. Like that. I feel happy and overjoyed and like on the moon for days after. Actually, the day after, like I feel dead to the world, like tired, but like I feel great. So yeah, and like sure, buying vinyls and like band T-shirts and stuff, like it's great. Like okay, it's good, but it's like the feeling's okay, and you wear it and you're like okay, good, but like. The feelings of like buying concert tickets and going to the event and how you feel for days and weeks after, it's much better than like that material merch item for sure. So I definitely agree with that one. Like I feel like that to me is I'd much rather spend extra money on a concert than a band T-shirt. And I'll buy a band T-shirt at the concert too probably, but it's not the same as the concert itself. There are physical benefits. Attending live concerts can reduce stress by lowering the cortisol levels of concert goers. In addition, when you become excited as the music starts, the brain releases positive endorphins that essentially work to block pain. Going to concerts is good exercise between all that standing, jumping, screaming, moving around, and sweating in a hot venue. Within a few songs, you've already exercised the equivalent of 30 minutes spent on the treadmill. So you don't need to go to the gym. Just go to a concert, right? You're burning all the calories, and I can attest to this. You are so exhausted, and you are sweaty and gross after a concert. It's great, but you're disgusting. And for sure, you feel like so much less stress. Like I could go to a concert with the most stress of my life. Let's go down. Music starts. Forget it all. Like I feel great. I cannot describe that feeling. Like, I don't have a care in the world. I'm in the moment. I leave so much less stressed. I'm on a high. You could tell me anything and I would not care. Like, I forget everything going on in my life. I'm just in the moment at that concert. So, for sure. Emotional well-being. Going to a concert is a community event. Even if you go alone, you're surrounded by hundreds, maybe even thousands of people who love that band on stage as much as you do, and that gives us a sense of connection and well-being. In addition to hearing certain songs can make us nostalgic for different parts of our life and bring back memories. So this person from Fordham University states that it's an opportunity to revisit something inside of you and think about where you are with that emotion now. It's almost like what you do in therapy. So the emotional benefits of a concert are amazing as well. You are experiencing you are surrounded by people who love the music that you do, love the band that's on stage. So you can go, I've gone to concerts alone. I say alone. I've met people on the internet. Okay, let me rephrase that. I've met people at concerts when I went with friends. Okay, let me rephrase this even more. So I found people. So I go to concerts, right, and I meet people, and sometimes, or I post about concerts, and people reach out to me who go to, same concerts, and, we meet at events and stuff. But I necessarily don't plan on, okay, this sounds really bad, right? I've gone to, that St. Pally Royal concert I went with people. I met up with people there, right? But I didn't know for sure I was gonna see them there, right? So I've gone to this is mainly for Pally Royale, right? I've gone to Sleeping with Sirens concerts before, and I found people who also like Sleeping with Sirens, and I bet. Okay. So I found a Sleeping with Sirens fan online, and then I met up with her at Sleeping with Sirens show, but I was going with friends, and then she introduced me to people who also liked Sleeping with Sirens, but they liked Pally Royale a lot too, and then I met up with them. I hung out with them there. I met up with them at Warped Tour, and then I planned to meet up with them at Pally Royale. So I didn't necessarily go with them, right? Yeah. So I've gone to concerts alone in the sense that I met up with people there possibly, right? It's a great time. It's a great time. But just the feeling of being surrounded by people who also love the same music as you, that's great, because you might feel like no one else gets you, but in that moment, everyone in the room understands you. Everyone is there for the same reason, to enjoy that music. You're listening to music that has an effect on you, that you love, maybe have a memory attached to it, helped you through a hard time, makes you feel happy, talks about something that you relate to, and you're just letting everything go. You're screaming, you're just letting all the emotion out, and it feels like therapy, right? Which is what this guy is saying, that you are reliving moments, you're experiencing a time with that music, with those emotions, and it's like you're talking about it with someone else. And concerts are a great place for that. So, concerts are just overall a fantastic place. You are with music that you love, you're with people who love the bands that you do. You feel happy, you feel overjoyed, you're letting loose, you're just being yourself, you're screaming, you're singing, you're dancing, you're getting to hear the songs that mean a lot to you, live for the first time. Maybe they sound a little different, but they still sound great. It's just a time to be yourself, be with what you love, be around people who you who get you, who understand you. You're not gonna say a word to these people, right? But you all mutually agree that you all love the same thing, and it's great. And you can find friends that way. I've met friends at concerts, or people who I just happen to see at concerts, and it's oh yeah, I saw you at the last one too, and it's a great time. You have that bond. And it's just a time to let loose. It's a time to just be yourself. Be with the music. Just let it consume you. You be in the moment. And that's why I think concert's never going to go away. Because there's nothing else in the world like that. There's nothing else that you can that is the same experience as a concert. You can try and say other things are, but they're not. Nothing is the same as, like, nothing to me will be the same as seeing my favorite artist on stage. Like, nothing will beat that moment. Like, nothing will beat me seeing Palais Royale on stage. Nothing will beat the moment of, like, okay. I see, like, there'll be other moments in my life that are great, too. But, like, nothing will feel the same as seeing my favorite songs performed live. As seeing the bands that I've listened to for years finally live. Like, it's crazy. And being in the pit and being pushed and shoved and dancing and being shoulder to shoulder with strangers, that sounds really gross, right? But it's a great time. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy experience, but it's amazing. And to me, I wouldn't change it. I love it. I want to make a career out of going to concerts. That's what I want to do. I want to talk about these events. And I would do anything to get to experience them again and again and again, which is why I was so sad when I couldn't go to concerts because of COVID. And so getting to go to Wonderstruck, which is the music festival I went to, was my first concert back. Like, I missed it. Like, when I was in that pit for the first time, like, oh, it was great. Like, getting to hear live music again and sing lyrics and just, oh, it was great. I loved it. I'm sure many of you out there who are listening who finally get to go to a concert again can say the same thing. Like, being in that environment, like, again, like, it's something you will never be able to describe. And being able to go to a concert is something that you took for granted probably. And then when it's taken away, like, you realized how much you missed it and how much you loved it and needed it. So finally getting to experience it again is amazing. I'm taking every chance I get to go to a concert now. I will for years because I know what it's like to not be able to go to them, and it sucks. It really does suck. So having the chance to go now it's amazing. It's something that I've waited so long to get to experience again, and finally be able to it's amazing. And then, like, and it's like, if you haven't gotten to go to a concert yet, I highly recommend you do. Personally, I like smaller GA shows better. I like my rock shows with a couple hundred people, maybe 1,000 people. But that, I would say, if you're going to a concert for the first time, that might not be the best for you. But if you have a chance, find an artist that you love or would like to see. Maybe find a friend who would want to go with you and go for it. Whether it's arena show, stadium show, or a small show, I'd say jump at the opportunity to go. Because they're amazing. I think everyone needs to experience one in their lifetime. Doesn't matter who it is. Every concert's going to be different. So if you get a chance to go to many of the different ones, go to a rock show, go to a pop show, go to a country show if you want. Like, just if you, any chance you get the opportunity to go to one, jump at it, because everyone needs to experience it, in my opinion. Live music is, it's amazing. I guess I can't, there's not another word for it. It's something that is indescribable. People feel overjoyed. Like, the environment it's amazing. Like, and it's emotional. Trust me, I've been at shows and cried. For many different reasons, but just getting to hear those songs live and the amount of work the artist puts into it, and shows they're changing drastically, like even from when I first started going to shows, like the amount of production that can be put into shows is crazy now. It's just it's like 2 hours of just amazingness. So emotions and creativity and love and expression, and just you leave and you feel like a new person. You have no voice and you feel gross, but you feel amazing too. So, yeah, just be in the moment when you're there, experience it, take it all in, and just enjoy it, because you don't know when you get to do it again. So, just just take it all in. Trust me. Yeah, I'm going to a concert on the 19th, and I cannot wait of February. So this episode will be out because it's going out tomorrow. By the time I go to this concert, and yeah, I love it. And like I said, there's my different types. I personally prefer the smaller shows. I think arena shows are great too. I feel more of a connection at a small show. So that's just my opinion. But yeah, so let me know. Let me know what you guys prefer. What kind of shows you guys like going to. Post-COVID, I've gone to a couple different shows. I've gone to that music festival. I've gone to went to a 21 Pilots like small show. Got to go for free. That was really cool. I went to Harry Styles. I saw Water Parks. I saw Neck Deep. And then I'm going to Youngblood with Pally Royale in like a week and a half. So love that. I have a couple different shows planned for the rest of this year. I'm trying to go to more. And like I said, I want to make a career out of covering these events. So hopefully I get to go to many, many more shows. Actually, the lineup for Wonderstruck 2022 is dropping today once I'm recording this in a couple hours. So keep a lookout if you follow me on social media, because it's already posted by the time you guys like see this. So check out the Wonderstruck lineup if you haven't, because I bet you it's gonna be so good. But if you follow me on social media, I'm probably gonna be freaking out on it. So if you follow me on like Snapchat and all that, probably don't. If you follow me on like Instagram or like anything like that, you probably are gonna see my reactions. But yeah, yep, I think that's all I have to say. This episode might be really long, and I'm sorry, but I can talk about concerts for hours. But yeah, let me know what your opinions on concerts are. What was your first concert? You haven't gone to a concert. Who would you like to see in concert? What your opinions on concerts are, what your favorite concert you've been to is, all that. Comment that down below. Shoot me an email. As always, and I always ask that you be respectful. If you disagree with me, not be respectful back, because I love having conversation. We just have to be open to hearing one another's opinions. All my social media links will be down below for you all to follow me, so you can keep up with me outside of the podcast. All the articles I talked about today will be linked down below if you want to give those a read for yourself. But yeah, thank you so much for listening. Subscribe so you know when my next episode goes up. Share it with your friends. I really appreciate it. And yeah, thanks so much for listening. I'll talk to you all in my next episode. Bye.